Got a special guest coming up here in a second. I want to set the stage for her. You may not know this, but I'm a prosecutor, and one of the things that we prosecute are crimes against children, and some of those crimes, believe it or not, are people who rape children. And in the state of Colorado, if a person rapes a child but does it just one time, they can get probation. That's right. That's the law in the state of Colorado. But wait, it gets better. That fact remains true even if that rapist is in a position of trust. And when I say position of trust, I'm talking about teachers like the one that perhaps Ryan was speaking about during his show a couple hours ago. Groomers that prey upon their kids. That also applies to coaches. We've all heard those stories. Even members of clergy, parents, other family members. You can still get probation. Here's the thing. You have to rape the child just the one time to get probation. If you rape the same child twice, it's called a pattern, and then you got to go to prison. But here's the deal with the law. If you rape 5, 10 children, but you only do each one of them once, you could still technically get probation. You're probably driving around in your car right now thinking that can't possibly be right? Like we send child rapists to prison. We do many of the times, but that is not always the case. So we needed a champion, someone to come in and fix this ridiculous law, and there is nobody who is a bigger champion for protecting kids than a supermom herself. She's from the great Douglas County that I call home, and she's on the phone with us right now. Her name is Representative Brandy Bradley. Brandy, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, George. Thanks for having me, and thank you for your advocacy on this bill. I appreciate it.
Oh, listen, you and Regina English. By the way, bipartisan bill that you guys offered. You guys did all the heavy lifting on this, and you didn't just throw a bunch of words on paper and send it on to be voted on by the committee. You offered stakeholders an opportunity to weigh in on this effort. Talk about what it took to get to the place where we had this hearing back on Wednesday, March the 12th.
Yes, we've been stakeholdering all summer long, all the way through until Wednesday. You know, it was my pre-file bill, and that means you're supposed to hear it within the first 45 days of the legislative session. Unbeknownst to me, the Democrats were playing dirty behind the scenes, filing extensions without me knowing that they were doing it. Didn't get heard until well past the first 45 days, and they were stacking the deck with criminal defense lawyers and public defenders who testified that this just is not fair to criminals to have indeterminate sentences for raping children. Just not fair.
Talk about the timing of when the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, Javier Mabry, called this bill to be heard, because in my opinion, as the outsider guy looking at this, and I've been to the Capitol a billion times over the last 12, 15 years, there's something to this timing that was designed to keep the media from reporting on it.
Well, sure. I mean, we didn't start. Judiciary Committee started at 1:30, and we had a bill before that would have had all of you guys testifying on this, and we wanted to make sure that the rape victims were allowed to speak. And my bill didn't even start testimony until about 9:30 that night. Went until 3 o'clock in the morning. Some people were trying to testify at 1:30 a.m. And what a disgrace to the victims of rape in our state. It's just truly that is the most offensive thing to me that we've done to the people of Colorado since I've been a legislator.
They were successful, though, and they were successful not only in killing the bill, and we'll talk more about the substance of that hearing, because I thought it was telling, but also in keeping the media from focusing really any attention on this beyond what we could do to try to get attention to it. There were 4 bills that day, and I remember, you're right, we tried to schedule this hearing multiple times, and it kept getting bumped. I remember that. But there were 4 bills to be heard that afternoon, starting at 1:30. 2 of the bills had 10 witnesses. 1 bill had 2 witnesses. Your bill had 50 witnesses. So who do they delay until 9 p.m.? You and the 50 witnesses. Like, is this normal?
Well, it's normal when the Democrats don't want to have blood on their hands from children being raped in the state of Colorado. And let's talk about the media. Why didn't the media show up? We put out all kinds of editorials. We put out announcements. I tagged them in several of my tweets. They respond. Kyle Clark tends to respond to my tweets. So why didn't he show up?